Have you ever heard of people doing weird rituals before they do something in the modern day? I'm not talking so much about casting a spell, joining some kind of witchy coven. I'm talking more like, for example, in the sports world. People have all sorts of rituals they do to make sure the teams they love win, or athletes themselves to make sure they have a good game or match, like wearing the same pair of socks, or always making sure to wear the same color. Or some people have a specific routine they follow or food that they eat before. I got curious when I started thinking about this and decided to dive more into it in the music world. They also exist for musicians before they're about to perform, for example. Some people always eat the same meal, make sure they say a specific thing to everyone they're performing with, have a secret handshake. The list goes on. I went even deeper and decided to look into composers and weird rituals in composing, specifically with very well-known, renowned composers. So I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to find and curate a list for me of weird rituals that composers used to do. Some of them are more habitual. Some of them probably occurred because of mental illness, which is a huge factor in many musicians in the past and today. However, I thought, wouldn't it be interesting as a composer myself to try some of these rituals out for a week and see what kind of effect it has on my composing and my own creativity. For the last 7 days, I have been living these rituals to the best of my abilities. Let's go through the list. Number 1, wake up at 6:30 every day and immediately brush my hair. I am not one of those people that wakes up early because I want to. So I thought this would be a good challenge for myself. This specific ritual is based off of Haydn. He apparently woke up every morning at 6:30 and shaved his face. I don't have anything to shave on my face, so I replaced that with brushing my hair. Number 2, count 60 scoops of tea every morning. This ritual is not necessarily based in any factual evidence that we have, but allegedly Beethoven would count 60 coffee beans every morning to make his coffee with. I personally detest coffee, so I replaced coffee beans with scoops of herbal tea and counted out 60 every morning. Number 3, wear the same color every day. Apparently, Eric Satie had multiple pairs of the same gray suit that he would wear. I think I read some sources that said 10 years and I read some that said his whole life. So I picked a color that I wore the entire week. Number 4, compose for a block of 4 hours. Stravinsky is the one who would do this, and he did it even on the days he really didn't want to. Along with composing in a 4-hour block, Stravinsky would also perform headstands in the case of writer's block or not feeling like he knew what to do next. So number 5 is perform headstands or handstands. I had to do handstands sometimes instead of a headstand. Number 6, along with headstands, wash your hands and face with cold water. Beethoven would apparently constantly be washing his hands and face, and sometimes poured entire pitchers of water over his head for the same reasons Stravinsky did headstands. Creative, wake up, inspiration. Number 7, go for a 2-hour afternoon walk. Tchaikovsky would make sure to go on a 2-hour walk every afternoon and would time it down to the minute so that it would be no more and no less than 2 hours. And number 8, in the evening, turn off all the lights, light some candles, and play piano while also humming along. Chopin loved playing piano in the dark, apparently. I did not know this before this challenge. And oftentimes when he would perform for people, he would ask wherever he was to dim the lights down. And maybe that's why his music is so moody and emotional. And then the famous pianist Glenn Gould would also hum as he played piano and can even be heard in his recordings doing it. So I thought it would be a fun experiment to turn the lights down and just improvise while humming along and trying to follow what I'm singing. These are the 8 rituals that I attempted to do for the past 7 days. And just to clarify, I did not do this 7 days in a row. I had 2 days that I took breaks on because life happens. I documented each day as I went, so let's see what happened. Hello, good morning. It's like 7:15. Honestly, today waking up wasn't that bad. I think it's because this is my first day of doing it. It's a really beautiful morning and for some reason we've been getting sunshine in England, which is insane. Another fun fact, the tea inside of the bag is so small. It's basically all come through my infuser. So I will just be drinking some tea leaves. I'm pretty excited to compose today. I think it's gonna be hard the first 2 days because I am not used to sitting for that amount of time consistently to compose. I usually like compose for like an hour and then take a break and then do something else, come back to it kind of a thing. So I think it will be fun and hard, but fun. We have a little visitor here. I have been composing now for about 2.5 hours, so I have an hour and a half left. And I think I'm going to try a headstand now that I finished that piece to bring new creative inspiration. I'm going to use this nice cushiony blanket for my head because I have not done a headstand in quite a while. Okay. I think that's as long as I can do today. That wasn't very comfortable on my head, but I guess we'll just get better at them. So I've been writing at my computer all morning. I think I'm gonna go to the piano now and just kind of get a change in scenery to keep going. You like the music? These last few minutes are really hard for some reason. I only have 12 minutes left and I'm going to keep doing something, but... Hello. So, I finished my first day of 4-hour block of composing. I think my back's hurting a bit because I just basically sat for 4 hours. I think I'm gonna need to just make sure I'm kind of standing up every few minutes, 20 minutes or something. Tomorrow I had finished like a couple things I was working on, felt really good about them, and then I was like, what the heck do I work on now? I finished the challenge today, which is to compose something and post it on social media. If you want to follow along, I'm doing a 30-day challenge where I post something that I compose every single day for the next 30 days. I'm gonna take a break now and I will see you when we go for a walk. I'm finally leaving on my walk. It's a lot later than I was hoping to go. It's 2:40, which means I'll be back right before 5, which is fine. I still have some things to do today though. Hello. The first hour of my walk was really easy. It went by really fast. Like, I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 30 minutes, and then it had been 45 minutes, and then it had been an hour. But then at the hour mark, I still had an hour left to walk. By that time, I had walked on pretty much every sidewalk around my house, so I had to lap myself and basically walk in circles in places I'd already walked before, and the time literally crawled by. So I think the next time I do my walk, I'm going to walk one direction for an hour and walk one direction back home for an hour and hope that that is easier. Good morning and welcome to day 2. I had a hard time waking up this morning. When my alarm went off this morning, I just unplugged my phone and pressed a button, and then it went off again, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting up early. But yeah, it is really beautiful in the morning, and I like hearing the birds sing and all of that. Hello, I have been composing for about 45 minutes and the sun is coming out finally. I worked on a string quartet in finale, but I think I really want to write at the piano today. I am just waiting for my husband to wake up. So I guess I will go wash my hands. All this hand washing, my hands are definitely drying out, so I'm gonna moisturize them. Just checking in. I finished working on this little song that I was writing on piano. It's only been an hour and a half. I think today's gonna go by a little bit slower. Lovely days. Just needed that extra energy handstand boost because I'm not feeling the 4-hour block today. So that last hour actually went by way faster than any of the other time. I think it's because I was like, oh yeah, I need to compose for the challenge today. And I kind of forgot about that before, so that really helped to end with that. And I will see you for the 2-hour walk. Mair, it's hailing! It's hailing on us! Mair! Just finished with the walk today. Walked for a little over 2 hours, which is pretty crazy. We walked through hail and Mair had to get a little bath. Wow. Good morning and welcome to day 3. This morning was the hardest morning to get up. I pressed my snooze a couple times, so I really got out of bed at like 6:50. Last night I also completely forgot to play piano. My body does not feel fully recovered from a 2-hour walk yesterday. Had a very interesting walk. It started with sunshine, it was kind of cold, and then the clouds came and it hailed, and then the sun came out again, and that is England weather for you. I was so proud of my walk yesterday. I got home, I did a bunch of work stuff, made dinner, and I just went to bed. I'm just gonna take things really slow today and possibly go shopping when I walk because I need a little motivation to get that walk done. And normally, feeling the way I do today, I would take the day off of exercising, but that is not what we're here to do. I only have one day till Saturday, which is one of my rest days. Just gotta keep pushing through today. I mean, definitely felt good. I think I'm gonna have to call it for today. I didn't think this week long challenge would be a question of if I could do it. I just can't do it today for 4 hours, but I did 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that's really good. My body is just exhausted. I'm exhausted. If I feel like composing later, I will, but I kind of just need to give myself a mental break for a second. My walk is gonna be shorter today, but I will see you when I go for that. Good morning. It is actually 8 o'clock right now. Yesterday, I was completely crashed and burned out, and I basically slept the entire day, ate dinner, and went back to bed. But I'm proud that I woke up and did 2 hours of composing anyways yesterday. So this morning I decided that I was gonna sleep in a little bit longer because I could then actually do, hopefully, my composing and my walk today instead of having another burned out, exhausted day. My day is a little bit busier than I thought it was gonna be. We have some company coming over tonight, so I'm going to try and do everything that I can. I might not be able to compose for 4 hours. It might have to be 3 hours today, and my walk may be a little under 2 hours. I just finished at the piano and I put on my tannish outfit. Oh yeah. And now a nice hand wash. Is there something you'd like to say to everyone? Anything else? It's almost 2:30 and I'm heading out for my walk with Mary. I'm gonna start by giving him a walk and then go get some groceries. Hello and good morning. Today is Sunday. It is the 5th day of the challenge, which is insane. Yesterday I took a day off. Today I do go to church, so I'll be going to church this morning. I had every intention to wake up at 6:30, but I didn't put my phone on charge and it died. So I woke up at 7:30, but I counted the tea leaves this morning. I didn't actually feel like drinking tea, so I just counted 60 scoops. And then I composed for like an hour and 20 minutes. I sat down to compose this morning, had no idea what I was gonna work on, and just kind of came up with random stuff out of nowhere. It's been so fun to see how much I can do, because I usually sit down and play out an idea, and I come back to it every so often, but this type of work has been forcing me to finish pieces and to actually create full musical ideas, which makes me feel more productive. It makes me push myself and my creativity quite a bit. And I've also been so insecure and stressed about not having written many string quartets or having written a lot for woodwinds or horns or whatever. And so I just sit down and say, I'm going to write for this set of instruments, and then it's done, and I have done it. I also don't have a film or anything I'm working on right now, and so it's just been like a really good exercise to keep making so much music, and just like pursuing any ideas I have, I can just do them and finish them, and it's been really cool. So I'm gonna finish my block of composing later today, go on a walk today, and finish the day out with piano playing tonight. Hello, it's the evening of Sunday right now, and I didn't end up having another chance to compose today or go on a very long walk. I went on about a 20-minute walk. Tomorrow I have another thing in the morning. Tomorrow hopefully it gets back to a little bit of normal, and then my last day of the challenge should be a normal day. I have something this morning, so my schedule is gonna change a bit today. I'm going to do my 2-hour walk this morning, starting at 10-ish, and then I'm gonna do my 4-hour block of composing this afternoon. See you later. Mair can't come with me today because he was a little ill yesterday, so poor boy. Now 5 p.m. in the day. I finished my walk. I laid down for a little bit and took a nap, I'm not gonna lie. Now it's 5 and I'm about to start my 4-hour block of composing. Got some more music written down. I'm gonna go upstairs and work on my laptop now. You might have noticed I'm not wearing the colors today. I'm just doing what I can do. And today that meant not having to get dressed in that. So I'm kind of wearing pajamas again after my walk. Gotta do what you gotta do. Good morning. It's the last day of the challenge that I have already failed, but we're going to finish it out. Yesterday, I failed again. I did my walk in the morning and then I slept in the afternoon, and I tried to do 4 hours of composing in the evening, and I probably only did an hour and a half, then just got distracted by other work. I just wasn't feeling very inspired musically, which is not what Stravinsky would do. He made himself do it even if he didn't feel like it, and I just mentally was not strong enough. I didn't have the mental fortitude to do that. But today we're ending strong. We're doing all of the things and we're doing them well. This morning I woke up a little bit later than 6:30. I pressed the snooze button until 7. So yes, I failed on that too. It has definitely felt like it's been a week. It doesn't feel like it went by fast. I also can't believe it is the last day because it has taken so long to get to this point. I think if you're someone that wakes up at 6:30 every day, you're amazing. For the last day, first of all, I dressed up a bit. Also, I have one last thing I'm going to try. It's not necessarily a ritual so much as it was laziness, but Rossini, who was a very famous opera composer, would apparently compose lying down. I'm going to see how long I can last composing lying down without falling asleep. I cannot continue. I cannot continue to lie down and compose. Not working. And after that bed composing session, I'm gonna have to... Honestly, that is so underrated. It really helps wake you up. I just took a little break and I have about 30 or 40 minutes left. After having what felt like not very successful composing sessions, this one has been good, except the sleeping, laying down and composing. Hello, I am jumping to the next day right now. We had some unexpected friends pop by yesterday and spent the whole afternoon and evening with them, and it was so lovely. And I didn't get a chance to do one last 2-hour walk, and I just feel like I have to end this challenge doing everything. And I'm on a walk this morning to finish out the 2-hour walk part of the challenge. So we're gonna jump to today for the walk, and then we'll go back to yesterday for the evening piano playing. Mary just jumped off a bridge, didn't he? Carrie. I let my dog walk on a bridge, a very low bridge over water, thinking like he would never jump into the water because he hates water and he hates baths. And the first thing he did was in fact run and jump off of the bridge. I wish I filmed it. I am finished, finally. This week has been so fun to experiment and see how it is, but it feels good that I'm back to a schedule where I have a bit more flexibility in my routine. The reason why I did this in the first place is because I just started a newsletter for composers and music enthusiasts. I send an email out every other week, and I also have a podcast. If you'd be interested in signing up for the newsletter or listening to the podcast, you can find them in the links below this video. My favorite thing about this challenge was the routine. Because I'm not used to waking up so early, if I had to wake up and think about what to do with my time, it would have been a lot more difficult, but I knew wake up, brush my hair, go count out my scoops of tea, and having that routine really helped in the time where I didn't know what to do. And same with during my day. I knew I'd be composing for 4 hours and going on a walk for 2 hours, so that kind of just set my day up for me. I didn't have to think about what to do. I actually had a really hard time walking for 2 straight hours. I learned that 1 hour of walking is so doable. It's really lovely. You have time to go out and explore, but 2 hours really pushed me to my limit. I just wanted to stop after an hour and a half and had a really hard time keeping going. I think a 1 hour walk would just help me so much, so I'm gonna continue walking, just not during the workday. The hardest thing about the challenge in general was just doing it every single day. And that's because life happened in the meantime. I had appointments to go to, and also doing the 2 hour walk and waking up at 6:30 and not getting enough sleep just completely wrecked me sometimes, to the point where I completely failed the challenge, which you saw. I don't want to keep waking up at 6:30, but I am going to push myself to wake up earlier in the morning, because to have more time makes such a big difference, because my mind is focused and working in the morning. Getting up and brushing my hair and counting 60 scoops of tea. I'm not a huge tea drinker, so I didn't feel like drinking tea every day, but I liked the routine of it. So I think I'm going to try and come up with my own routine in the mornings. I'm also not a huge fan of wearing the same color every day. I don't know if that affected my creativity. I would say probably not. I made so much music last week, and I pushed myself so much to compose for 4 hours, and the amount of music I was able to make and also finish was a huge deal. So I'd really love to keep composing for a block of time. I probably will not ever compose lying down again, and I don't know if I'll keep doing handstands when I need inspiration. I would, however, wash my face and hands in cold water. Ending my day with improvising something in the dark was really lovely. I don't know if it's something I'll continue doing, but it would be something that I would consider doing instead of just zoning out on TV. Those those are my thoughts for this challenge. There was a lot of good taken out of it. Hopefully there was something in here that inspired you, gave you an idea, or perhaps that you want to try yourself and see what it could do for your own creativity. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.